Hi dears, so we would be learning how to make this gorgeous red satellite fascinator inspired by a fascinator I saw in Debenhams. This fascinator is great for the Christmas season, great for the Christmas day itself, and gorgeous to attend occasions in this Christmas season. Here are what we'll be needing. You'll be needing 3 of these feathers that I made from this. If you want to learn how to make that, you check the link up or in the description. I'll be putting a link on how you can make those beautiful feathers. The next thing you'll be needing is your bias, matching of course to the color of everything. Then this is 30 inches heart wire that I have joined together. If you want to know how to do that, also check the link in the description below. Then your needle and thread, then Uhu and B6 7000. I wasn't so sure which one I was going to use, so I just brought out the tool. Then you have these strips of shining pulley. Now they are cut according to this size of this thick crinoline. This thick crinoline is 1.1 inches. I have 2 of 20 inches and 1 of 24 inches. So if you're to cut your material, if you wrap that becomes 2.2. Then you give an extra for sewing, so 2.5 by 20, 2.5 by 20, and 2.5 by 24 is what you will cut your material into. Then you'll be needing your pegs, your hair Alice band, your measurement tape, scissors, this crinoline rose, which I would show you below in the link description how to make, because I've done a video of it before, and your crinoline. Now this is a 7-inch crinoline, so let's start working. Cutting your crinoline, the 7-inch width crinoline, in 30 inches. You're going to be cutting a length of 30 inches. Remember, that's the length of the crinoline that we wrap, but of course when you wrap it, it will take some inches, so you're sure that you have more than enough so that you can fold on. So this is what you do. You take the edge of the crinoline and you sew it onto the heart wire. Can you see how I'm sewing it? That's the way you sew it, and make sure that your thread, the way you're sewing it, is close to each other. Don't leave it wide apart. When I was doing a testing on if this would work, I left it wide apart and I saw that it doesn't do well when you finally want to join it together, as you would see I would do. They would just be popping up and being displaced on the heart wire. So you want to sew them close, like let's say half an inch. So that would take quite some time, but that would give you what you want, and it would not make you start doing the work all over again. So we're going to be doing this all the way around, so keep watching and learning. Take note, the crinoline is going to be just very close to the heart wire. Do you understand? You're just going to have like less than a quarter of an inch out of there so that it doesn't show at all. So you keep sewing it round like I'm doing. Also, I'm working on putting the Amazon links to all the materials that I used here. So in case you need to shop in Amazon, you'll have the links below. If you don't see them, I'm working on it. Then also, if you don't want to use Amazon link, you can contact me in the DIY kit link below. Okay, so you want to sew this all the way to the end, the last part of the 30 inches of the crinoline. Once you're done, you see that overlapping that is there? Okay, now that overlapping, we are going to glue it. But first of all, you need to knot your thread tightly, okay, so it doesn't loosen. Then we're going to take our glue, ensure the crinoline is straight. So you put your glue. Now you make use of B6000 or B7000 here. I will tell you the difference in B6000, B6000 if you want to know. If you want to know, please do write in the comment section. Please let me know the difference between B6000 and B7000. Okay, so once you put the glue there, you stick it all together and let it dry neatly. Okay, so we move on to the next phase. But before then, if you're new to the Vent channel, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. You don't want to miss out on any of my lovely, unique trainings and designs. Oh, come on. Please do just click pause on this video and take the few seconds and click the subscribe button. Thank you. So the next step is to grab it like this, like as if you're pleating it. You grab all the crinoline together neatly. You want to have it looking smooth, so you have to be careful when you're grabbing it so it looks a bit smooth. Okay, so see, yeah, you do your hand like that so that it pops up a bit. All right, and we're going to use our thread and knot it up together. So see, sewing, of course you have to sew it, then you turn it round to tie it up, and you keep sewing to make sure it is firmly gathered together. Okay, once you're sure you've gotten it together, knotted well, you cut off the excess as close as possible to where you have just sewn. It's not so easy because you have plenty crinoline gathered together, so you have to separate it at a point in time to ensure you cut it all off. So keep watching and learning. Okay, once you're done, you want to take that Alice band and put it right in the middle at the side. I want it to be on the side and not on the top. So I'm going to be sewing it to the crinoline base that I've just made to make our red satellite Debenhams inspired fascinator for the Christmas season. So keep watching and learning. If you were gaining value from this video so far, please do give me a thumbs up, like this video, and let me get inspired to do much more, seeing all your likes flashing through. Yeah, let's see whether we can reach 1,000 likes in this video. Ooh, I'm gonna be rejoicing. Give me a good Christmas present. Don't forget, in all my videos, if you stay to the very end, you get to join a challenge, or you get to get a gift, or one thing or the other, but there is something always to take home from the end of my videos. Most of them, because some don't have, but most of them do, I believe. Doesn't it? Okay, so the next thing you want to do is take your thick crinoline. Remember, this is 1.1 inch, or you can use 1 inch, and push it in the material that you have sewn. Now, this material was, remember I said it was 2.5 inches, sewn upside down, and then turned the right side way, and it formed all this loop. So you take it through like so. I have done that. The next thing you want to do is join it together like so and sew it together. So keep watching and learning. Yeah, before you keep watching and learning, although you're still watching and learning, take note that the three pieces that we have done are going to be done like this. We have 2 pieces of 20 inches and the third is 24 inches. So this is where we're going to sew it. You can make all of them the same size, but remember I told you I was inspired by Debenhams Fascinator to make this. So one was actually longer than the other, and so I made it like so. So keep watching and learning. Okay, so now it's time to wrap up the edges of our hat wire that we have sewn our crinoline to. We're going to be wrapping it up with bias. Now you open it up, you know the way we open it up, and close it. And remember our pegs, which helps to make our work faster. Yeah, see them coming out right now. So you keep on doing this and you're going to be doing it all the way around. But there's something I will let you know about this. So do stay tuned. Don't run off. Stay tuned because I'm going to give you some more information about this very soon. Okay, so now this is the information I said I would give you. So now after covering it up like that with the bias, I noticed it wasn't enough to cover up the sewing that was done on the crinoline to the hat wire. So I decided to use the bias as it is without bending and putting it on top and also under. So, but there's another way to do it, but I didn't have that, and that's if you have Peter Sham. Now, Peter Sham is actually wider than bias. So, if you have Peter Sham, then go ahead and make use of Peter Sham instead of using the bias like I did. But if you don't have Peter Sham, well, right on like the way I did, it came out looking lovely. That of the Debenhams actually was a bigger ribbon. I think it was a ribbon. It didn't look like a bias. It looked more like a ribbon, but a bigger ribbon. We don't have that in the type of ribbon that was used, so I decided to make use of bias. Bias. Okay, so keep watching and learning. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is to fix those loops that you have covered up with your shining poly material. Any material actually would do. You fix it starting from the midpoint just beside the place you sewed there, because you can't put it on top, it will pop up. So I'm sewing it there. I made use first of all of the one of 20 inches, then 20 inches, then the third one I would sew to it is the 24 inches. So keep watching and learning. So that's the 24 inches that I'm using right now. You can see it's quite bigger than the other ones, but as I told you, I was inspired by this Fascinator from a Fascinator I saw in Debenhams, and so that's the way it was done. One was bigger than the remaining. So keep watching and learn. Next thing we're going to do is to cut 22 inches length of our 7-inch crinoline. Okay, so we're going to first of all take out the thread, that thread that is always in crinolines. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to sew the edges. Once you're done sewing the two edges, this is how you're going to fold it. Okay, watch how I'm folding it. Can you see? Quite slippery, but you can get it. This particular crinoline slips a lot. But by the time you fold one side in like that, it's much easier. And you fold, so it's like you're folding, you're lapping it on the longitude, one left, then the right. Then you sew it into a bowl like so. So we're going to be making two pieces of this. So I'm sewing it into a bowl. Can you see? We're going to be making two pieces of that. So once you're done with that, you're going to attach it to the middle again. Can you see? I hope you took note of how you make the placement of all the loops. So this also, all of them, none is going to be on top of anyone. They're all going to be in the positions you see them appearing. Okay, so keep watching and learning. So we're placing the second loop like so in that position as well on top. Can you see now we have actually covered the top part of that crinoline with all these loops. It's no longer showing that the crinoline that we used to form the base has been covered totally. Alright, so keep watching and learning. So now you take your crinoline rows and place in the middle and begin to sew to cover up all the rough edges. And once you're done, you place your feathers the way you want it and it comes out looking like this. I actually put feathers underneath to cover. Remember that place where we put what do you call it, B6000, B7000 to join the crinoline together. I used feathers to cover up that part, and that's the feathers you can see sticking out underneath. Now, for staying with me till the very end of this, video on how to make the red satellite Debenhams inspired fascinator, you have a question. And the first to get this question right gets to attend any class in one class, actually not just any, but any one class in the Vent Craft Academy for free. And that question is, what do you do to the Alice band to ensure that it doesn't fall off your head? Because I didn't do it when doing this video, but when I placed it on my daughter's head, I was like, ooh. She was saying, Mommy, this does not stay. And I was like, ooh. I skipped and forgot that part. And then I did it. So what do you do? If you know the answer, do write in the comment section below. And the first to get it right would get to win to attend a class of your choice for free in the Ventcraft Academy. So till we meet again in my next video, it's goodbye and God bless.